Okay, so yesterday did not turn out as planned, which is okay today because when does a day ever go as planned? Maybe sometimes, but for me, yesterday it did not go as planned. I thought I was going to be able to engrave some candles, create some candles. I thought I was going to print a bunch of coasters, and my computer and my phone said, no, you're not doing that today. So I spent instead all day deleting pictures and videos from my phone and my computer, and I learned that I do not understand fully how storage works on a phone, between a phone, a Mac, iCloud. I don't understand it. I have iCloud, 200 gigabytes, and okay, fine. I know I have a lot of pictures and videos. I like to take a lot of pictures and videos, and I have moved them. I've deleted them. I'm at a point now where I deleted my entire photos library from my computer. I did back it up to an external hard drive, but that doesn't feel secure for some. I don't know. I just don't feel like safe. So what do you guys do? What do you do? How do you, like, I'm also selfish. I want to be able to have access to the photos and videos on my phone, but I don't want them to take up the space on my phone. How do you do that? So anyway, my photos library has been backed up to my hard drive. Well, copied over to my hard drive. Fingers crossed, all the files went over smoothly and I can actually get them one day when I want them. I have a new photos library on my computer, but I'm still seeing old pictures on my phone from the other original photos library. So I just don't understand. I don't understand. I understand. I do. Okay, now that I'm thinking about this, I do understand that by moving my photos library, it didn't change what was in iCloud. Like, that makes sense. No. Anyway, more importantly, so that's what I spent all day doing. And it was at the point where I was out of space, so it took things even longer to process. And then on top of that, Fusion 360 just also didn't want to participate yesterday. I just wanted to make 4 coasters. That's it. So between the storage space and Fusion, it just wasn't my day in that way because that wasn't productive the way I thought it was going to be productive. But Rob did come up with 3 new scents. And what I mean by that is he will, like, again, his nose is great. So he will just like try different combinations of fragrance oils. And then I'll probably chime in like, oh, let's try this, let's try adding that. And then he'll work with the ratios. That's like where I gotta get a little lazy, is when it's time to like figure out, well, how much of these things do I need? Oh, maybe I need a little bit more of that. Maybe I need a little less of this. Like, I don't know those things. I just know when it smells nice. And so if it smells nice and it smells good, that to me is good. And we can move forward with that. I don't think like, oh, I want more of this or I want more of that, less of that. Maybe once I was like, ooh, like I want more spices, more sweet, more this, more that. But it's just not, you know, like the cooking in the kitchen is not my thing. Yeah, at least consistent. Anyway, here's the spool. It is done. Again, way too much filament has been used in this area. There was no need for that, but this part actually looks really nice. That's where the sticker goes to tell, so you can know what kind of filament you have in here. And it does work. This unscrews to release, pop your filament on, settle it back up eventually, and then you twist to lock it in place. So I'm happy about this. I have another filament spool. This is actually my first successful print, my second and my first. Second time printing this, first successful time printing this. The last time I tried to print this, yeah, we're not gonna let it. Okay, and then finally, at the end of the night, after many hours of what felt like non-productive work, I did get the big bamboo board. I'm able to fit 4 coasters on the Bambu X1 heat bed. And so now let's do a reveal. I know one of them didn't work out because it has really thin lines, but I didn't get to see the final product yet. So we're gonna see it together. All right, that's the one that didn't work. It's wind down time. The E in the wind didn't work, and the whole image for the wind down part also didn't work. But that's okay. I was wanting to laser engrave this one anyway, so I'm glad to know that that's the direction this one will be moving in, and my thoughts were right in the first place. All right, next we have, today is the perfect day for the perfect day. This turned out great. That looks great. Okay. Next, we have every hour is my golden hour. Yeah. Oh, the E didn't come out in golden, or the line for the H. Rawr. Okay. Maybe, what should I do? Maybe I'll make golden hour a little bit bigger so that they can come out. Okay, it's just that fusion is so slow. All right, and this one, gosh, I'm such a vibe. All right, this one turned out good too. I'm happy with that one. Okay, so not all has gone to waste. I feel good about those. I ordered some, I'm totally just jumping around the place because I'm just updating you on where I'm at. But I ordered more fragrance oils this morning, like a lot. Probably my biggest order of fragrance oils yet. It was, in total, everything was $300, which is a lot of money right now. But we have our fragrances, and yeah, it's time to like start producing them for real. So I needed more fragrance oils. So that's been ordered, it's coming. And yeah, I think I'm going to start engraving now because I finally have the xTool files on my computer. That also got done yesterday too. Okay, I need to be happy about what did get done versus all the things that did not get done. I have space on my computer for videos and pictures. I don't think I'm doing it the right way, but there is space. And so I will be happy about that. There's space. All right, so let's start figuring out this laser engraving process. And then when I'm ready to actually run the laser engraver, I will bring you along with me. Okay, actually I forgot that I laid in bed and loaded up some more designs into Fusion 360. So I'm going to print those first. I'm gonna keep building them, the designs, and then print those first. And then we'll move into xTool engraving things. Okay, so that's gonna be my tagline. Okay, so the coasters have been designed and printed. I tried something different this time where I'm gonna let the first layer print at 0.2 millimeter width. I don't know if our nozzle, which is a 0.4 millimeter nozzle, can print at 0.2 millimeter width, but because the lines on the coasters with a little bit more detail in them didn't come out, I'm just gonna try it and see what happens. Can't hurt. And we have a 0.2 millimeter nozzle, but it just would take so much longer to print, and I'm just a little more impatient than that. So yeah, I'm just gonna see if this works, and if this works, that's an option, and I don't mind this option. I'm going to check on Rob because maybe he wants to go to a coffee shop, and that could be kind of nice. Instead of just being in the house all day. And I could be in the house all day. I could do this all day. I could craft all day. I could share my experience and my day with you all, which is very soon coming to not a full end, but 9 to 5 is gonna pick back up. So this past week has been awesome. I only started taking videos a couple of days ago, and that's been really awesome, minus the space thing, but I'm gonna figure that out. I'll still be, I plan to still continue documenting and sharing, and I am just sad that I won't be able to do this all day because I like this. So yeah, that's all I did. I got those prints started, and now I'm gonna check on Rob, and then maybe we'll do some engraving. Maybe we'll make some candles. I don't know, but stay tuned. I'll let you know what we decide. Okay, so the verdict is in, and it is 11 o'clock. It's earlier than I thought it maybe was in the day, but later than I wanted it to be, because it feels like the day is already halfway over. Anyway, it's late breakfast time. We're gonna have a late breakfast, and since we're still here eating breakfast, I'm gonna get started on the engraving designs. That's what we'll work on next. Okay. So I went to put down the first candle tin lid, and I realized I would have to figure out the position every single time I'm gonna have to do them one at a time. So I have to figure out the position of them every single time. And so then I remembered that Rob made me that candle jig, so I could put the candles in the same place every time. The glass jar ones, which like these examples, trial runs. So I was able to put here's the jig. Here's the jig he made. He just cut out this square so I could put the jar in the same place every single time. And so I was like, one for my candle lids would be perfect. So I printed one. I printed this. I just measured the diameter of the lid, and then I pretty much created that hole in Fusion 360, and I created this square around it, or a rectangle, I'm not sure if it's exactly a square, around it, so that I can place it into the xTool bed and use the screw pieces that come to just fit this in the corner. I'll show you when I actually set it up. And now I can just place the candle lids in this hole, and it's a little loose. There's some wiggle room, but like not much. So it will, as long as I line it up in the same place, if I just like always have it down towards the bottom, it'll be in the same place every single time. So that's gonna be good for us. And while this was printing, I made myself a juice because it's Sunday veg day. That's what we called it today. We're having lots of vegetables for breakfast. I made this juice with carrots, green apples, celery, cucumbers, turmeric, ginger, and oranges. Yeah, so I'm gonna enjoy this, and then I'm gonna get to engraving. Okay, see, here we go. It's really good, by the way. Okay, so I just finished engraving the tops of the candle tins. That looks pretty clean. So these are for the candles that will be available at the Formosa Coffee in Scarsdale. And then I also have the coasters that I just printed, the next set. They're already moving on the build plate, but I didn't take a look yet. One of them did not turn out so hot. You can see that it's raised off the build plate, this one here in the corner. That's unfortunate, but again, these are just test runs, so it's not the end of the world. Let's look at that one first. Ooh, it came out pretty bad actually. I don't even want to show you, but all right, matcha goes here, and you can see it's just like super scratchy on the surface. Which like is interesting because when it was printing, or when it started and it did the first layer, Rob was like, why does it look like that? And so I was just like, I don't know, but I'm gonna let it run anyway, because maybe that's just how it goes. But they actually all look bad. They all have like this scratchy surface. And yeah, these are just really, really bad. So maybe something else is wrong with the printer again, which would be very unfortunate because I don't want to be fixing printers. I want to be printing. Either way, more importantly, the designs. I like the matcha one. Matcha goes here. Wine goes here. I think I should make the wine a little bit bigger. I like the size of the matcha. So I'm gonna go with that size, I think, for all of them. So the wine I'm gonna make bigger. Beer, I'm also gonna make bigger. I think I did a pretty good job choosing fonts. The coffee one, I'm not committed to it, but it's fine. The goes here, that's what I knew would be a problem, because that's why I switched it to 0.2 millimeters for the first layer. But it tried, you know, Bambu tried, and that's all I can ask for, is that it tries. But the rest of this is pretty bad. So, you know, every print is not perfect, and we just have to go figure out why. So that's where we're at. Just taking it always prints this like test strip on first, and I like a clean bed. So, I mean, you should never start another print with all this extra stuff on. And this particular rectangle here is because it did some color swapping along the way with the AMS, so it just needs to like do its own little, they call them bamboo poops. It needs to do its own like release of, this is not a poop. The poops actually look like little rolled up balls of filament. Not rolled up, but like little globs of filament. Anyway, this is the prime tower. And so when the nozzle is preparing to place another filament color, you want it to pretty much do a good purge so that it makes sure that it is cleanly coming out of the nozzle and that it changed colors correctly, because you don't want to be switching from like a black to a white and then there's black showing up in the white. Like I want a clean white if I ask you to use white. And the other way, vice versa. I don't want any white showing up in my black. Or those are two color extremes that I chose so to talk about this concept. So yeah, Prime Tower. It's really a brilliant machine. It is. It's just so much nicer when it works. Okay, so now I'm going to try to get I'm gonna do the labels for the actual candles of the tins. And I'm also gonna take a look at the printer and see what's happening. Because that was really sad. But maybe I wanna engrave those anyway. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about the printer right now. We'll figure that out later. Okay, so I have engraved the tops of the candles, the jar lids. Those are done. I'm excited about them. I think they look great. I think they look really good. Yay. And I also engraved the side of the candles. I use these not sample candles. These are candles that I've had that I just decided to burn myself, so they were just around the house, and I did this engraving on the side for the light roast candle just to see how it would turn out. And what I noticed was that the 4 ounce didn't come out that clear, the characters for 4 ounce. So I decided to just have it pass through one more time over where it says 4 ounce, and this version actually looks a lot better. So I will be doing that moving forward. And now I'm ready I might do them both, everything twice again with 2 runs. It takes a long time, not too long. I'm just spoiled now by the tops because the tops were like 19 seconds each. So these took a little bit longer. So, you know, patience is a virtue. I have plenty of that, but I will just go ahead and start running these. And then we will be pretty much done with the candle set that I'm working on, which is exciting because this has definitely become a process. But I think they are gonna look great. And it's just so much cleaner. So much cleaner. So I'm gonna continue doing that. And then I think that is probably gonna be it for my Sunday, because we're going to just do something else. We're getting the Sunday Scaries of going back to work. So either we keep doing things like how we're doing now, being productive, or if we sit and watch a movie or a show, I feel like the time flies by really quickly, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, now it's already here. But if we find something else to do, something a little more active or engaging, then, and we have lots of things, it's just like, you know, when you're ready to actually sit and think about the thing, like, what am I gonna do? But when I have work to do or all these other important things to do, I'm wearing my glasses like this is funny. When I have work to do or all these other important things to do, that's when I can think of everything else possible that I can do instead. But now that I'm actually trying to make time to do those things, I can't think of anything. So also interested in what you all do when you have the Sunday Scaries. What do you do to like stretch out your Sunday, make sure you enjoy your Sunday? Yeah, What do you do? I labeled the bottoms of each of the cans because I was definitely gonna forget which scent was which. So I'm glad I did that this time. No more going through and smelling every single candle to figure out which one was which. We don't need to be doing that. Did that the first time. Learned. A minute 30 for each one. But it looks good. That looks really good. Okay, I think that's enough for today. I'm gonna stop now and just continue with whatever is next tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. Okay, bye, and see you all in the future.